Dexamethasone seketika menjadi pemberitaan utama di berbagai media setelah tim ilmuwan di Inggris menyebut obat steroid berdosis rendah tersebut mampu menyelamatkan nyawa pasien COVID-19 yang memiliki gejala parah. Dexamethasone turut diuji cobakan dalam perawatan pasien COVID-19 secara langsung. Hasilnya menunjukkan obat ini dapat mengurangi resiko kematian pada pasien. Penelitian dilakukan terhadap 2.100 pasien COVID-19 yang dirawat di sejumlah rumah sakit di Inggris. Dexamethasone diberikan dengan dosis 6 mg per hari selama 10 hari. Hasilnya terbukti dapat mengurangi resiko sepertiga atau 35% resiko kematian pada pasien dengan bantuan ventilator. Sementara pada pasien dengan bantuan oksigen, resiko kematian menurun hingga 1/5 atau 20%. Namun bagi pasien dengan gejala ringan, ilmuwan tidak melihat manfaat pemberian obat tersebut. Perdana Menteri Inggris Boris Johnson menyebut temuan ini sebagai prestasi ilmiah Inggris yang luar biasa dan memastikan ketersediaan obat ini.
I do think that we're now starting to see with drugs like dexamethasone, the idea that perhaps you could combine that with with other things. We're seeing the first chink of light, which I was perhaps a bit dubious about. We're seeing the first chink of light and the hope that there will be preparations, treatments, or already are, that can make a big difference to mortality rates.
Dexamethasone telah digunakan sejak awal tahun 60-an untuk mengobati berbagai penyakit yang berhubungan dengan inflasi dan kekebalan.
Ya, pemirsa, Inggris mengumumkan telah menemukan obat yang mampu mengurangi tingkat kematian pasien COVID-19. Dan kita akan membahasnya langsung. Bersama kita sudah ada saat ini Duta Besar Inggris untuk Indonesia, Your Excellency Mr. Owen Jenkins. Hello, good morning, Mr. Ambassador. How are you?
Good morning, Ibu Amy. I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
All right. So first, we would like to appreciate, of course, the collaboration of the British scientists to be able to finally come up with the idea of using dexamethasone to cure and to cut the deaths of COVID-19. But could you please tell us about the journey of this British scientist collaboration? That how can they finally come up with the idea of using these old steroids to cure the patient with COVID-19?
Sure. It's been a fantastic collaboration funded by the British government between scientists and health professionals in the UK. And it's part of a bigger study called the Recovery Programme, which has looked at a whole series of drugs which they thought might have potential for treating COVID-19. And one of them was dexamethasone. And they involved over 2,000 COVID-19 patients in the trial with dexamethasone. Giving it to some of the most severely affected, those on ventilators, those requiring oxygen. And through a very careful process of scientific study, they discovered that it significantly reduced the death rate among those most severe patients, those who needed ventilation and needed additional oxygen. So they have announced those results. And I have to say I'm really proud of that extraordinary effort by British scientists and health professionals, which was a painstaking process, a really painstaking program, which has found that this can work. It doesn't cure everybody. It doesn't. It's not useful in mild cases, but it is the first chink of light. It is the first treatment which is proven to reduce the death rate. So that's a fantastic result.
Okay, has the drug been used to treat the patient with COVID-19? Has the whole process of human trials been done, or there might be several procedures that need to be taken in the future, maybe?
So it has been completed, and the drug was given to patients with COVID-19 during the trial. Over 2,000 people, as I say, were involved in that trial. So we believe the tests have been done very effectively and very professionally. And in the UK now, the drug will be made available on the National Health Service to those who need it. And the great thing about this drug is that it's globally available already. It's a well-known and well-used drug, so it can be made very quickly available as countries look at it and look at the evidence that we produce and decide whether to use it with their own patients.
Okay, Mr. Ambassador, we recognize that this cure, dexamethasone, has been approved at the national level in the United Kingdom. So what's next? What's the big step so that this medication can be globally approved, probably for Indonesia and also for all over countries, specifically for those countries who put their interest on it?
Of course. So every country will need to look at the evidence that we've produced and decide for themselves whether or not to allow it to be used for COVID-19 in their countries. And I know that the Indonesian health professional community is doing exactly that, as you would expect, to decide whether it's a useful drug in the Indonesian context, and that's the right way of doing it. And as I say, the great thing about this drug is that if countries like Indonesia do decide that it's a useful treatment for the most severe cases of COVID-19, then it's a drug which is already widely produced all around the world, not just in the UK, but in Indonesia and in other countries. And so it can be deployed very quickly once countries have decided to use it. As I say, of course, it's not a cure for everything. It has been proven to reduce deaths by 35% among ventilated patients and around 20% among patients using oxygen. But there's lots of people it doesn't help. It doesn't help with mild cases, and people shouldn't go out and buy it just off the shelf. It needs to be prescribed by a doctor, and it's not a vaccine. And the UK is continuing to work extremely hard on finding a vaccine which would resolve this pandemic. We're way off that yet, but I'm really proud of the efforts of British scientists who are looking for a vaccine, and hopefully that will come before too long.
Okay, so that's all probably about dexamethasone, but now we are moving to the lockdown issue. We've heard that the UK has begun to lift its coronavirus lockdown restrictions. So how's the progress so far until now?
So yes, you're right. We're moving carefully to lift some of our lockdown restrictions. And the first thing to say is that we're doing that on the basis of the evidence. So in the UK, more than 7 million tests have been done for COVID-19. And what we're seeing over the last few weeks is that the number of cases are coming down and the number of hospitalizations are coming down, as well as the number of deaths. And so, based on that evidence, the government has decided that carefully and step by step, we will lift some of the restrictions. So this week, the government's decided to open up some of the retail sector, some of the shops in the UK, and some children can begin to go back to school, so in a limited.
Okay, then thank you very much, Mr. Ambassador, for such a great information. So let's just hope that this medication can save many lives in the future. Thank you, stay safe and stay healthy, of course, Mr. Ambassador.